The 80% who get their refunds from the IRS to direct deposit will have it by the 15th. So basically it's like a universal basic income coming out of Biden here. And I wanted to put this on your radar because I wanted to see what you guys think. Is this a good step for America, or is this a step of keeping us more unemployed, keeping people more satisfied with less, and making sure people own less and that they're happy with it? You're happy. We're giving you money. You're happy you don't own anything and that you don't have to work that hard. You're happy with $3,000 a month or $5,000 a month. And then with inflation, as everything gets more expensive, you might be happy with that now, but in reality, in a couple of years, $3,000 a month ain't shit. It still ain't shit if you ask me. I mean, the amount of money that people need to live is only going up at a faster rate month after month. So until that turns around, I think UBI like this is the worst idea possible because it conditions people to not work and to not seek improvement and a better quality of life for themselves. It keeps people complacent. It keeps people down. And it's ridiculous because it's masked like it's something that's good for us. It's masked and by saying you need this money. It's stimulus. You need it. We're trying to help you. We want you to be okay. There's so many other ways that the government could help people to make them okay. Number one, get rid of taxes. Lower taxes and everyone will have more money. You don't need to have us pay taxes just to then try to send me money back. That doesn't make any sense. Not only that, they could pay people to go to work. We have an unemployment problem in America right now. People should not be paid to stay home, in my opinion. People should be paid to go to work, get back to work, and then slowly wean them off those payments. You will not be able to wean people off these payments. It's like a drug. Once they're not working and collecting unemployment income like this, that pays them a same or better quality of life than they had when they were working, you cannot get them off that tit. Once they're sucking, they're latched on. But if you paid them to go back to work, if you paid them to get back in the workforce, what's going to happen then is they're going to make more money, be incentivized to keep working. And if you wean them off that credit at that point, then they have to keep working because they need that money. It forces us back to work versus this, which says stay home, own nothing, do nothing, and you'll be happy. It's crazy that I sound conspiratorial, I know, but if you're paying attention to the China stuff, the World Economic Forum stuff, and this stuff, it all does align with China becoming a dominant power in the world and the U.S. becoming subservient. Not even subservient. What's a better word? The U.S. becoming submissive. That's the better word. To the powers that be. The elite, if you want to call it that. Agreed. You're entitled. That's why the reason why everything's expensive. More freebies equals dependency. 4 years of free socialism. Smart families should put that money into an IUL and start creating cash flow banking. You're not wrong. You can do it without an IUL. You can do it with just a regular whole life policy too. Nick, you need to read What Would the Rockefellers Do? And go listen to Garrett Gunderson. Leave my stream right now, Nick, and go look up Garrett Gunderson. You're going to be like, what the fuck? Because I know you're getting back into life insurance. I think that'll be a big one for you. You'll love it. Good morning, Javier. Good to see you, bro. Bro, here in Iran, we have 40 to 50% inflation. In Iran, do they give UBI? Is the government giving people money every month? Now, okay, so Jay, this is where I can disagree with you a little bit. So you're saying this is good for economic stimulation? I disagree, because if you look at the amount of people that are saving money, it's higher than it's ever been. So these people are getting money from the government, and a lot of people are actually saving that money, putting it into savings accounts, not even putting it into stocks. Some people are actually just straight up saving the cash. So it's not creating economic stimulus. It's giving people more money to hoard while the value of that money slowly decreases. Either way, not a good situation. This is how the government starts giving more and more power over. Yep, exactly, Samuel. Facts, Jay. It's not a conspiracy if it's happening right in front of us. Facts, bro. Ebert, I agree with you so much, man. It's crazy how far we've gotten from Canada's doing it too. Wow. It's just crazy how far we've gotten from wanting America to be born and raised. You know what I mean? Like born, raised, made in America. Very few things are made in America right now. And again, if you continue to give people money to not work, and then you're a kid, and the kid is being raised in a family where the dad is not working hard and the mom is not working hard because the government gives them money, how is that kid going to know what it means to work hard, to create innovation, to do difficult things, to fail and try something that's never been tried before and fail and try it again in a different way. All of that is killed by UBI. UBI kills innovation. It does. You won't just have someone that is getting handouts from when they're a child. You won't have them grow up and then want to go get something for themselves. They'll just want more handouts. They'll just want more money from the government. It's going to get the people that we raise in this country, if we don't change this quickly and hopefully elect some new leadership in the next 2 to 4 years, it's just going to be really bad for the kids, because a lot of kids' parents don't think like how we are all thinking and how we talk on my live streams. I'm so appreciative of all the people here this morning. We've got over 100 people. I appreciate you guys so much, because I feel like if I can get this message out to even one person, we can make a difference. I think it's a scary world to consider raising your kids in a country where the government does not want you to own anything. It doesn't want you to even be in private business. We actually want you to stay home and just take money from us. And as inflation goes up, maybe we'll give you a little bit more. But the cost of your goods are always going to go up at a faster rate than how the government reacts. You'll always have more expensive stuff in front of you where the government will react later and take care of you at the end of it, if they even try to take care of you at all. I never understood the child tax credit. I asked my accountant years back why I'm getting more money back than I actually paid in taxes. No one should get paid more back. Yeah. Well, Mark, there is a thing to that. They say if you get a tax refund, not a tax credit, but they say if you get a tax refund, that means you paid too much money. What is a refund? You know what I mean? The government's like, whoa, bro. We're good. You gave us too much. We don't want any problems. Here's some money back. I've actually never gotten a tax refund or a tax credit. Companies move their production overseas, and we have to call them out for doing that. Well, they moved their production overseas because our leadership here made it very difficult to run a corporation here. They tried to tax the shit out of every corporation here. So as somebody who runs, I have an S Corp and an LLC, I would not, if I had a big company with a ton of imports and a ton of employees, I would have moved it to a different country a long time ago. It doesn't make sense to have your country. I get the idea of American made, but it doesn't make sense. Tax-wise, it doesn't make sense. Susan, I don't disagree. America is a little overrated, but the government is supposed to be for the people. Anyone see Idiocracy? That's the future of America. No, I haven't seen that, Quail, and I'll check that out. But the government is supposed to be for the people. Yeah, you would think so, Ebert. You would think that the government is supposed to be for the people. And that's the problem with this. The problem with UBI is that it's a mask saying, Nick's saying go away. You guys are funny. Be nice in the chat. The problem with the government looking out for people is this UBI looks like they're looking out for the people. But like I said, think about the ripple effects of these decisions, because the government knows them, but the government doesn't think that you will think about it. That's the kicker. The US government thinks that you're stupid and that you're a simpleton and that you only think one layer deep. But if we have these deep discussions, if we can have these opinions, all of what we're talking about is opinions, right? No one here is God. If we can just have these discussions saying, well, what is the reason why they'd move their corporations? What's the reason the government would give me more money? What does that do to my kids? What does that do to the mindset of my neighbors? What does that do to the criminality in America? All of these other questions that come up from it are ripple effects. And if we don't know and go into that and have exact answers for that, we're opening ourselves up, I think, to a can of worms that could be really, really bad for future generations. I'm grateful that it's all happening now while I'm kind of an adult. You know what I mean? I'm going to be 60 and my kids will be growing up. Inflation will probably be a lot worse. You know what I mean? The value of the dollar will probably be a lot lower. For example, when my dad was my age, the amount of things my dad's 60 now. Like that's the example I'm getting. My dad could have bought a lot more for his dollar than I can today. It's just a fact. So to say that that will change in 60 years would be foolish. What is expected to happen normally continues to happen, right? The simple and most probabilistic outcome is typically the outcome. That's called Occam's razor. It's like a philosophical principle that I try to live by because I think it's very true. We tend to think that we're living through